Hi, this is Rhendy in the Geocache Workshop again. I'm making a new puzzle pipe because the big puzzle pipe over in Stockton Springs 7, stage 5, got muggled the other day. So I have to replace it, so I'm going to replace it with a smaller one. I'm making a new smaller puzzle pipe. And I just wanted to show you how we go about making this thing. We start off with our maze. This is the maze, and this is the same maze as was used on the larger puzzle pipe. And I'm making it smaller now. As you can see, we come up the yellow brick road, and this is the starting position. We go through the maze and come out. This is a fairly difficult one when you can't see it. What we do is we take this maze and we reduce it to this, which is the same maze, but instead of showing the walls, we're showing the track that is possible to be followed, including all of the dead ends. When we have this, then we can reduce this to the grid and cut the tracks on our grid that correspond to that maze right there. So I've drawn the grid on here, and I've cut some of these things, as you can see, but I haven't cut them all yet. Right now I'm on line number 3. I'm cutting the horizontal ones first, and then I'll come back and cut the vertical ones because it helps me to control it when I get it inside my jig. The jig that I made looks like this. What I've done is I've created kind of a channel that sort of captures this guy and lets it slide back and forth inside my fixture. And I have my router on a hinged plate here that I can raise up and down because it's got a lot of raising and lowering. And right now I'm doing I just finished row number 4. And I've got a screw in set for row number 4 that I'll rotate this thing up against. And now that I'm ready to do row number 3, I'll remove this screw, and the pipe will go into the row number 3 level for the next cut. Of course, in order to determine what the next cut is going to be, I refer to this and look at row number 3. And it looks like I'm going to have a cut between number 8 going over to number 5. So I'll come over here to my grid, just for my own benefit. I'm going to go to row number 3 and start at cut 8 to 7, 7 to 6, 7 to 5. Those are the ones I want to cut. And I also have to cut 3 to 2. 3 to 2, that one right there. Then I put the whole thing inside my jig, down to the screw, center up on my first cut, which is going to be, what was it? 8 to 6, 8 to 5. Yeah, here we go, 8 to 5. So I'll center up the number 8 line right at top dead center, and I'll make some noise. And what we wind up with is the cut that I just made, which is right here. And we'll cut the horizontals in later to complete the maze. So now that we've completed cutting all of the horizontals, it's time to cut the verticals and complete the maze. As you can see, each one of the vertical lines corresponds to a little tick mark I have down here. So we have a symmetric mark across the way from it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little pair of pliers, vice grips, on the symmetric mark across from number 10, which is this one right here. I'm going to put these pliers on it right here and lock them down tight. And then when I put it in the jig, you'll see that I've left a little track here, so that my pliers will go in the track and will help hold this steady as it goes back and forth to get its cut. These pipes need to be held very firmly because the bit jumps around madly in here in this plastic. That's why I've built all this jig, because you can't freehand this stuff. The bit takes off on you. But we'll cut our cut our longitudinal one right now. Here we go. See what I mean? It wants to take off on you. A little bit of a mess here, but I'll live. Straighten that out. And the next one will be even better. So now that we've finished cutting our maze through our inserted piece here, then what we do is we take a carriage bolt and cut it off a little short like that and grind it all down nice and round. Countersink a hole into our sheath part at just the right position. Push that in there and it becomes our guide pin. And we assemble this guy. And it's all over but the shouting now. All we do is we put a little metal one-way gate in here, which is a little metal flap that goes this way but won't go that way. And the rest is just painting and prettying it up. And that's how you make a puzzle pipe. Happy geocaching!